Hello everybody, it's Joe Artis Horn. I'm in the back room beyond the kitchen, behind where they're putting all of the food away at the last day of our very first camp here at Whispering Ponies Ranch. We had to sneak back here to find a place that's quiet because all of the kids are getting ready to do what Mr. Max Akers calls the hug line, which is where they all say goodbye to their counselors and they hope to see them next year. And by the way, very quickly, I'm joined by the Max Akers, who was a feature in the Rescue Us docuseries. For those that saw that through Skywatch Television, he's mentioned several times by my father, and a really interesting part of the historical development of Whispering Ponies Ranch, as he was one of the key leaders that came out and actually helped us kind of develop what we would want to build with our facilities. I'm also joined by a very special person, Kendra, who is Mr. Max's foster daughter, but not just his foster daughter. She was also a camper right here way back in the day. Kendra, how is that possible? Tell us a little bit about what brought you here first as a camper and now what you're doing as a counselor.
Well, whenever I was 6 years old, I was put in foster care, and Max was my foster dad. And that summer, they brought me to Royal Family Kids Camp, and I've kind of just always been involved since then. And my last year as a camper, it was the year I out-aged, so I graduated out of Royal Family Kids Camp. That was the first year that we came here to Whispering Ponies Ranch.
Wow. So you actually got to experience this from two different lenses. One as the actual child, the student, coming to experience camp with counselors above you, and now today you're actually paying all that forward in that you're a counselor and you're ministering to the very kids that once you ran with, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I started off as a support staff and then I became a counselor, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, how do you feel like a program like this affected you as a person, and what do you see it doing in the kids that you're now serving here?
Well, for me as a person, I feel like it really made me feel grateful for like everything I actually have around me. Like I still have pictures and like memories from whenever I was a camper, and every single time I see them, I just feel so happy and great and like excited about what we're doing for these kids. Because I'm like, I know some of them feel the same way. Like I was with some of my girls today, and I love what we're doing here and what we're doing for the campers, because I just know that they're not going to forget these memories.
Yeah, they're totally unforgettable. We serve the children that are shut down, they've been abused, they come from all types of backgrounds. Some of them have been pulled out of force. Some, circumstances that decent humans can't even comprehend. Max, I know that you've, in just a few minutes, have got to get back out to the hug line. All the campers are getting ready to depart. We're just getting started here at Whispering Ponies Ranch. We have several more weeks of this. How many years have you been hosting and coordinating these camps?
As a director, I have been doing this for 17 years. Unfortunately, we had to take off COVID. That summer, that was just too much of a challenge. But 17 years we have done this, and it's kind of neat. A little of my story is once we started doing Royal Family, my own kids, my biological kids, said, why are we only doing the foster thing 1 week out of the year? So we had a family huddle and we decided we're going to get into the fostering business. And this young lady and her elder brother were our first of over 60 in the years that we have fostered. And I have 5 adopted children now from that, all of which went through Royal Family.
Yep.
Max, we don't have time today to unpack the many multitudes of challenges that I'm sure that has created for your family. You've shared just a snapshot of it with me privately, but if you've ever fostered kids or taken on difficult family dynamics, you know that there's a huge element of sacrifice in that. And so I'm just, right now on video, I'm thanking you for those years and years and years, because now you're seeing the fruits of this. You have children that are coming up now that are paying it forward. They're involved in ministry, very targeted at the very kids that you've fostered and done ministerial work with. So what do you think, Max, was a standout moment this week? I know you sent me a text. I don't know if you want to talk about that. We're not going to name names, but you sent me a text about an hour ago. One of the difficult young ladies that was here this week really surprised me.
Yes, we have every year you have one child that's just really had it rough.
Yeah.
And they can't accept what real, true love is sometimes. It's so hard for them because they haven't seen that love in their life.
Yeah.
But what I sent to you was her note for the end of this week of what did I like about camp?
Yeah.
And you can see she tells about all the love of her counselors.
It really surprised me.
And the staff, and not just Royal Family staff, Whispering Pony staff, how she has built relationships that will last her a lifetime.
Yeah, and for context, if you're wondering, on the last day of camp, Royal Family Kids, the organization, they give all of the children that were here this week an opportunity to write down the things they liked or didn't like about camp, because it helps them reflect, and then maybe they adjust in future camping seasons, tweak and modify the program to better suit the kids, tailor the things they liked and the things that they didn't like, maybe do something different. And one of the girls that was here this week, I would not have picked her out as someone that we felt we were overly resonating with. I felt a little bit lost at times. I wasn't sure what she was getting out of the program. And then, to my surprise, this morning, she writes a 2-page letter on all of the people that she loves, and you never gave up on me, and the food was great, and I made friends. And we'll probably post this picture on social media with permission from Mr. Max without names, because we're not going to identify the identity. But it just goes to show that you don't really know what's going on between the two ears of a young person that doesn't know what normal looks like. You can try to appraise if you think the program is landing or whether it's effective, but you can't. What the Holy Spirit is doing when He's interceding for these children is miraculous. And so I know you guys have got to go. They told me that it's a tiny window of about 10 minutes. They've probably got people waiting on them. Thank you for taking this minute to just share with our audience what you saw this week. Is there anything else you want to add before we close the video?
Yeah, I know for a fact that every little thing that we do really does matter. And just my cabin today, my girls, they were all saying, I don't want to leave, I don't want to go. And I know they mean it. It makes me cry every single time they say it. These girls mean the world to me, these kids mean the world to me. And I know it means a lot to all the staff here, even the Whispering Pony staff.
And for the Whispering Pony staff, it's just, you guys do
amazing job
to help facilitate what we're trying to do to bring the love of Christ to these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a major blessing to
Well,
us.
you guys doing the legwork of aggregating these kids and partnering with us is half of it. I mean, it's a huge, but we could not do what we do without you guys bringing them here and working with us. So in my world, Max Akers is a celebrity. He's a rock star. He's one of the OG originals that came out here years ago with my father, driving around on ATVs and dreaming up what would exist here and what might get built over there. And it's why he's in the Rescue Us docuseries. So I look up to you, Max. You're one of my heroes, man. I think you're a veteran, and to have done this for so many years. If you've never done child advocacy, you don't know the toll that it can take, but you've also probably never experienced the blessings that it sows into your own life. You cannot outgive God. This is my favorite program in the world. So thank you, Max. Thank you, Kendra, for being brave enough to take a minute to share some of your story. It's just a snapshot of the kind of things that happen every week with Royal Family Kids, forthechildren.org, Teen Reach, Whispering Ponies Ranch, all working together to touch the lives of these children that have been shut down because of abuse in every unimaginable way. Keep supporting us and keep praying for the safety of these children and all of the staff and the volunteers. This is just the very first week of what we hope is a splendorous season of kingdom building.
It really does make an impact. I've been here 11 or 13 years or so now.
Well,
And it's possible because of the prayer and the support from viewers just like you. So keep it up, and we'll keep swinging for knockouts. We'll see you soon.